Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine.
A Sizzling Affair. Chapter 3. Waterford Cove. My nosy neighbor, Camille Landry, lived just a few houses down from me in Waterford Cove, a secluded, upscale neighborhood in Fort Washington. The Cove, as we locals like to call it, was a place of manicured lawns and towering colonial-style homes, each worth well over $500,000. Camille's house, a stately red-bricked 5-bedroom colonial, was no exception, nestled right on L'Enfant Drive where all the houses looked like they had been plucked from the pages of a luxury home magazine. As I pulled up to her driveway in my sleek red Mercedes, I couldn't help but notice how perfectly timed everything was. Camille had just arrived home herself, her silver Mercedes-Benz SUV gleaming in the late afternoon sun. I had just left Mickey after an afternoon of passion, and now I was here, ready to put the next part of my plan into motion. Camille had no idea she was about to be a key player in my scheme, but she was perfect for it, nosy, eager to please, and utterly unaware. I stepped out of my car, my heels clicking on the smooth driveway as I walked toward her, holding her favorite bottle of wine in my hand. The late May air was warm, carrying the scent of freshly cut grass and blooming flowers, mingling with the faint hum of cicadas in the distance. As I approached, Camille noticed me and smiled, her lips stretching into a wide, welcoming grin. "Hey, girl, what's up? You brought my favorite, I see," she said, her voice tinged with excitement. "Let's put that bad boy on some ice." We headed inside, the door closing softly behind us. The moment we stepped into the foyer, the cool air from the central air conditioning enveloped us, a stark contrast to the warmth outside. The smell of lavender and vanilla lingered in the air, a scent I knew Camille loved to fill her home with. The house was immaculate, not a speck of dust to be seen, with cream-colored walls that complemented the rich chocolate tones of the wooden floors. Just as we were making our way to the kitchen, her husband, Murray, appeared from downstairs. The moment he saw me, his narrow brown eyes narrowed even further, his icy gaze practically boring a hole through me. I never understood why he disliked me so much, but it was mutual. I couldn't stand him either. He was a lean man in his late 30s, medium height, with meticulously groomed wavy hair and a thin chin-strap beard that seemed permanently etched onto his face. He always wore brightly colored polo shirts, as if trying to prove he had some semblance of personality beneath that cold exterior. Murray didn't bother to greet me. He just brushed past me without a word, stepping out onto the deck to light a cigarette. I could smell the acrid scent of tobacco as it wafted through the open door, mixing with the fresh air outside. Camille had long since banned him from smoking in the house, a rule he obeyed begrudgingly. Even from out on the deck, I could feel his eyes on me, glaring with an intensity that made me wonder if he'd ever act on the silent threats his looks always seemed to carry. "Don't mind him," Camille said with a dismissive wave, noticing the tension. "He's always in a mood after work." I just rolled my eyes, making my way to the family room while Camille headed to the kitchen to grab glasses for the wine. The family room was as pristine as the rest of the house, with matching cream-colored furniture that contrasted beautifully with the dark wood floors. The walls were adorned with warm, earthy tones and decorated with a tasteful wallpaper border. Everything about the room screamed comfort and elegance, a perfect reflection of Camille's meticulous nature. I sank into one of the plush armchairs, the soft fabric cool against my skin, and flipped on the TV, landing on Entertainment Tonight. The familiar sounds of celebrity gossip filled the room, but my mind was elsewhere, thinking about the task ahead. I needed Camille to be relaxed, to feel like we were just two friends sharing a casual evening. The wine would help with that. A few moments later, Camille reappeared, her mahogany skin glowing under the soft lighting of the room. She carried 2 glasses of barefoot red wine, her giggles already bubbling to the surface as she handed me one. Camille was the kind of woman who turned giddy after a glass or two, her emerald eyes sparkling with mischief. Her brown hair flowed freely down her back, the strands catching the light as she moved. "Girl, you came over at just the right time. I needed this," she said, her laughter infectious as she set the bottle down on the coffee table. "Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a chance to catch up," I replied, taking a sip of the wine. It was rich and full-bodied, the flavor lingering on my tongue.
On the next episode of Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine, Chapter 4: The Setup of a Murder.